Hello and welcome to the first ever Dutch leg of the Alpari World Match Racing Tour, the Dutch Match Cup. Joining a roster of top match racing venues on the 2014 series is the City of Lelystad, located in the centre of Holland. Lying approximately 3 metres below sea level and built entirely on reclaimed land, it's a fitting stage for a match racing event, a city born from the sea and proud of its maritime history. 12 teams descended on the port of Batavia Haven with hopes of adding to the region's history books as the first team to take home the Dutch Match Cup trophy. There was also the opportunity to climb up the Alpari World Match Racing Tour leaderboard as the teams edged nearer to the business end of the ISAF Match Racing World Championship.
I'm Phil Robertson, this is Walker Racing.
Keith Swinton, and this is Team Alpari FX.
Björn Hansen, and this is Hansen Sailing Team.
David Gilmore, this is Team Gilmore.
Ian Williams, this is Team GAC Pindar.
Mathieu Richard, Team Luna Jets.
Taylor Canfield, and this is US1.
After a thrilling regatta at the Chicago Match Cup, Taylor Canfield managed to defend his event title and creep closer to four-time ISAF world champion Ian Williams, who was sitting pretty at the top of the Alpari Tour leaderboard. Between them, Mathieu Richard, a seasoned match racer who's hungrier than ever to claim the world championship title. If close to shore, exhilarating match racing was what the people of Lelystad were promised, then qualifying certainly delivered. We join Ian Williams and his team GAC Pindar for a few lessons in risk-taking when they face Bjorn Hansen and Hansen Sailing Team.
Ian Williams against Bjorn Hansen, leading back to the start. Williams in the lead position, Hansen keeping him under pressure. Still quite early for the line. Williams tacking through.
Tacking back, guys.
Williams looking for the tack back.
Help the turn. Build.
Williams tacks back again. Hansen tacks and ducks. Takes the left-hand side.
Main on now.
Final few seconds.
Coming up. Hey, there's nowhere
Williams
to go!
looks for the inside.
There's nowhere to go!
Hansen shuts and there's a massive impact.
That's rule 16!
White flag from Hansen.
There's nowhere to go! Backing.
We're going to see some umpires' decisions here. Double penalty, Williams.
It was quite interesting pre-start, as always with Ian.
From our view, he opened the gap up and gave us space to go in and then slammed it shut.
Hey, there's nowhere to go! There's nowhere to go!
We had nowhere to go. The only option was to hit him and the committee boat.
Okay, you didn't see him come down? Because we came down to go below him, he came down, then we went up and then he went up.
I don't really agree with that because I thought that it was no room when he turned in there. And then we locked the gap even more. I mean, it's like when you're going with a car between two other cars and it's no room. It's just not going to work.
Bjorn Hansen holds on to the lead to take the win against Williams.
After a hearing with the umpires, it was decided that Williams shouldn't have gone for the gap between Hansen and the committee boat, and half a point was deducted from his score for causing damage. The drama continued throughout qualifying with thrills, spills and stellar sailing conditions. By the last flight of qualifying, it was do or die for the two teams who'd come to blows earlier on, Williams and Hansen. They both needed to win their last match to make it through to the quarterfinals. Hansen lost his last race against Canfield. He was out of the Dutch Match Cup and running out of chances to capture the world title.
We lost 2 matches, 1-1, leaving us just outside the quarterfinals. Very disappointed, of course, but for us this is extremely important. Every event is important. I mean, we do this because we love match racing, but we will come back strong in Bermuda. We had a missed opportunity here to get some points on the scoreboard, so that was very bad for us, of course.
Still on form since his win in Chicago, Taylor Canfield stormed qualifying and earned himself a direct bye into the semi-finals. To decide who would be joining him there, the next 6 teams were to battle it out in the quarter-finals. Mathieu Richard had first pick of opponent, having scored the most wins after Canfield. For every team, an event win is top priority to boost their chances of winning the World Championship title. And for Richard, it's a crown that's well overdue.
Very hungry, yeah, sure. We finished twice second of the World Tour, one time third, so definitely the goal is to win this title. And I feel that this year we have really a strong team and we are very consistent in all the events so far. And we have a very good coach, Bertrand Passé, with us, a very good sponsor, Lunajets, for following us. A lot of supporters in France, and more than ever we need points if we want to stay close to Ian Williams and his team. To have a chance to get the title at the end of the season, we need to have a good result here and in Bermuda in the next event. So we know that we still have a chance, and we are fighting. We will never give up, and hopefully we will win the title at the end.
Richard took the first win against his fellow Frenchman, but Herriman had an answer in their second match, levelling the scores. The young guns' glory was short-lived though, as Richard went on to win the next 2 matches amid light wins, securing his place in the semi-finals. The next pairing saw Keith Swinton of Team Alpari FX race Team Gilmore, skippered by David Gilmore. Swinton started the morning with a confident smile, following a storm of controversy the previous day over a resale match. Some fighting talk from his team after qualifying had ruffled some feathers, but the skipper seemed unfazed. We joined the pair for their second match, Gilmore having drawn first blood.
David Gilmore against Keith Swinton. Gilmore coming into the match, 1 up to the lure of Swinton, holding him head to wind. Is Swinton doing enough?
10 seconds. Yeah. Build speed. On time here. Full speed here, guys. Full speed.
And there's the gun. Great start by Gilmore. David Gilmore leading off the start and leading round the first mark. Great set, great intensity from the crews. They set the spinnaker. Around the bottom, David Gilmore still out in front. Keith Swinton unable to find a way back into this match. Rounding the opposite gate. And David Gilmore rounding the final top mark. Sail set, crisp crew work. And down to the bottom, it is David Gilmore that comes through to take the second win.
Swinton's confidence ahead of racing may have been misplaced, as Gilmore followed up his second win with a third, taking 3 straight wins and knocking Swinton out of the competition. So who joined Canfield, Richard and Gilmore in the semi-finals? Quarter-finals day at the Dutch Match Cup, and the light winds only added to the tension as the last pairing went head-to-head for a place in the semi-finals. 4-time ISAF world champion Ian Williams and his GAC Pindar crew couldn't be more different from opponent Phil Robertson and his Walker Racing team. Ready and raring to go, the Walker Racing boys hit the water eager to take the first win. They blazed through the first match with a considerable lead all the way to the finish.
Down to the finish line, Robertson closing out that match.
In this first 3-point series, every win was essential. Williams had an answer in the next race, getting an early lead on the first upwind. Robertson made gains in the second upwind, but it wasn't enough. Williams took the win. At 2-1 to Robertson, it was still match point going into the 4th race. Simon Shaw has the action.
Coming up for the final minute, Williams leading Robertson back to the line. Williams needs this win to stay in this quarter-final. very light breeze across the course. Inside the final minute. Robertson is locked to the right-hand side of Williams. Robertson completing down onto port. Williams follows. Robertson looking for the tack back. He's going to be late. A great start for Williams. Gun sounds. Robertson nowhere to be seen. And they're the lead. Williams way out in front. First top mark. Williams rounds. Slow sneak on Spinnaker. Williams just making sure that his Spinnaker doesn't blow into the side of Robertson as he sails past. The bottom mark, Robertson closing up nicely. But Williams still in front, still in control. Remember, Williams needs this win to stay in the quarterfinal. The top mark, Williams rounds again ahead. Robertson following. Spinnaker set, bringing the bow down towards the finish line. And light breeze. The jibe's being thrown in by both boats, but it's not going to be enough. Williams is going to hold on to this win. Spinnaker's set, heading down towards the finish line. Williams holds on to this win.
Robertson couldn't recover and Williams levelled the scores. In a tense last race, Team GAC Pindar went on to take a third win and advanced into the semi-finals. A fiery Robertson was unhappy with the loss and defiantly exited the regatta.
It's huge going out early. You're here to get points on the world for the World Championships, and really disappointing for us. You know, we thought we sailed really well, and it is what it is. So we just got to take it on the chin and yeah, see what we can do from here.
Having advanced straight into the semi-finals after topping qualifying, Taylor Canfield was raring to go.
We were just out there on the pier watching the whole morning, so we know how everyone's sailing, we know what the conditions were like. We're standing up on the seawall, looking down at the race course, which is a big help, and I think we're ready to go. We're sitting in the shade a lot, kind of staying out of the sun, so staying hydrated, should be good.
So who did the formidable US1 team choose to sail against in the semi-finals?
Yeah, we've made our pick based on some of the previous events so far this year, and definitely David Gilmour is one of the more inexperienced on the tour, and to be honest, hasn't made it this far in one of the competitions yet. So I think we made the right choice.
2 back-to-back wins and Canfield seemed unstoppable. After another fiery match, the current ISAF world champion took a third vital win, rocketing him into the final. Stay tuned to find out who joined him.
It's volatile out there. Conditions can change in an instant. You've got to stay in control, spot the opportunity, then make your move. It's all about execution. Search Alpari Race and get on board. Alpari, your global Forex broker.
Forex is high risk and not suitable for all investors. Losses may exceed deposits.
The semi-final stage of the Dutch Match Cup drew the crowds, and for good reason. 4 world-class match racing teams battled it out for a place in the finals, and the atmosphere was tense. Taylor Canfield dispatched of David Gilmour and booked his place in the final. Next up, Ian Williams faced Mathieu Richard. First and second on the leaderboard respectively, it was a clash of the titans. It was 2-1 to Williams ahead of their 4th race, and do or die for Richard.
Mathieu Richard up against Ian Williams. And as the start gun sounds, it is Williams with the advantage coming into this match. 2-1 up, and now with a strong lead. Tacking off to the left-hand side of the racecourse, right up by the wall. Very light winds. Crew's working on the very best kinetics. Richard with the tack. Williams first round the top mark, Spinnaker set. You see Mathieu Richard with the jibe across, picking up a bit of extra pressure, finding a way back into this match. A big split on the racecourse. Great opportunity for Richard to come back. There's the separation. Richard with the jibe down towards the bottom gate. Can he find a way round Ian Williams? And he can. Mathieu Richard has come from behind on this first run and now leads this match around the bottom gate to the left hand of the two marks. Round the top, Richard still in front. Spinnaker up, Spinnaker set. Sailing off to the right hand side towards the line of Williams. Richard having to alter up. And here comes Ian Williams on starboard, and Mathieu Richard has had to tack with the Spinnaker up. Now, Williams not allowed to interfere with a boat on another leg. But if he holds his course, he is allowed to sail on starboard. What do the umpires make of this? And it's a blue flag, penalty, Mathieu Richard. Now Richard's going to have to do that penalty at the bottom. Spinnaker down, disaster striking again. Richard looks like his Spinnaker has fallen into the water. Richard just having to complete the penalty turn, sailing around the pin. Will he be able to complete the penalty turn before Williams gets to the bottom? Here comes Williams. Richard bringing his bow down, sailed through the line. But Mathieu Richard has hit the mark, I can't believe it. The penalty is not complete. And Mathieu Richard has received a second penalty. Ian Williams with the final jibe, pointing down towards the line. Richard will now have to complete 2 penalty turns. Williams on lay. And after what was a fantastic comeback on that first run, Mathieu Richard's mistake at the bottom has cost him. And it is Ian Williams and GAC Pindar that will go on to close out this semi-final 3-1. And Mathieu Richard is out of the competition.
The Dutch Match Cup had its finalists, and it was a repeat of the Chicago Match Cup final a mere week earlier. Williams had a chance to settle the scores, and everyone was poised to see if he could manage it.
Ian Williams down towards the boat end, completing tack onto starboard. Here comes sailor Canfield. Does Canfield have time and opportunity to complete that tack? And there's the start gun, but we're going to see the umpires involved. Blue flag, penalty on Ian Williams. Ian Williams not happy about that. But Williams has the lead, but there's the red flag, so Williams having to do that penalty straight away. Here comes Williams. Down and round and through the penalty turn. Momentum back to Canfield. And it is Canfield that leads around the first top mark. Spinnaker up and set. Williams not far behind. Down the run, luff from Canfield. Williams responds, bows up. Has Williams done enough? He brings the bow down. Across the line at Canfield. And a blue flag. So a second penalty to Williams in this match. Williams not happy with these calls at all. But he's now out to the left-hand side. Taylor continuing to luff, continuing to keep Williams under pressure. Canfield with a little bit of a dummy jibe there. Williams going through his jibe, but he's not across the front. Williams vulnerable for a second penalty here. Spinnaker coming down on GAC Pindar, but there's the second blue. His third penalty of the match, and he'll have to do that penalty immediately. Williams bringing his bow up. He's going to have to complete this penalty turn. Canfield sailing across the bow. Williams sweeping down into the jibe. Williams completes one of his 2 penalty turns. Canfield around the bottom mark. Williams following along. But it is Canfield out in front, into the top mark. Spinnaker going up for the final run. Williams now round onto his tail. Both teams giving it everything, but it's Canfield out in front.
He's got a penalty as well, so.
Williams is coming down with some pressure. Williams still has that outstanding penalty. And it is Taylor Canfield, US1 sailing. Drops his chute, he's through the line, and takes this first match of the final.
He's just a little bit too aggressive. We were able to kind of get a better edge on him in the pre-start. We came into leeward of him and hooked him, and he didn't do anything to keep clear, so he made a silly mistake there. And then, on the downwind, we luffed him and he didn't keep clear. And and the rules saying once you have 2 penalties, you have to do everything you can to keep clear of the other boat and do your penalty right away. So after discussion with the umpires, it should have been a black. So we're just happy to be 1 up in the finals.
We just got to think about the next race and try and take those guys out of the game, because it doesn't look like they're going to go through us, and see if we can use our speed and better tactics to get round ahead of him.
So Canfield took the win in a first to 2 points final. It was a must-win situation for Williams.
Williams to the left, Canfield up on the right-hand side, tacking away towards the boat. Williams bringing the bow down towards the pin. Really smooth sailing from both teams. There's the gun. Williams with a beautiful start on this left-hand side. Taylor Canfield tacking back onto starboard at the boat end. But it is Williams that has dominated the left-hand side of the racecourse and now leads around the first top mark. Williams down and around the bottom mark. Spinnaker dropped. Big shift to the left-hand side of the racecourse. You see both teams aiming to round that left-hand mark.
So frustrating.
Williams into the top mark. Still ahead. Canfield getting frustrated. Williams with the tack.
And press the sail all the way to the mark here, guys. Please, ease jib, please. Okay, got to get the bow up. Your main, okay, as well, Jerry. Okay, we're there. Go hoist. I didn't hear the call, sorry. They're away, yeah?
Down comes Williams' bow.
Seat on, Mike. Seat on. Weight down, main in, please. Hoisting in 3, 2, 1, go hoist.
Canfield now around the mark.
Tack line
2,
on.
1. I'm not press. Here we go.
No.
Go, Mike, go.
I haven't caught the jibe.
2, 1. Press. No.
And Canfield sailing off to the left-hand side of the racecourse has made a bit of a gain, jibing back towards Williams.
Yeah, I know.
Williams electing not to cover down this run, and it has cost him dearly. Canfield coming in on the bow of Williams' line.
Stand by. Here we go. Jibing now.
Down and through a jibe. Canfield turning onto the bow of Williams, who jibes away. And Williams, having dominated this match the whole way round, as they approach the finish line, can see Taylor Canfield on US1 out in front. This has not gone to plan. Taylor Canfield down through the jibe, pointing at the finish line. They are through the line. It is Taylor Canfield and US1 Sailing that celebrate, and they have won the Dutch Match Cup.
Oh, it's unbelievable. You know, just a big come from behind victory in that last race and keep working hard all the way around the course. With this tricky race course, the race is never over. So there's no doubt that we were going to catch him and beat him. So puts us in a little bit more comfortable spot going into Bermuda. This is definitely a gain for us on the overall standings. We obviously feel really comfortable as a team right now. The guys are doing an incredible job at every event. New boats, you know, they hop right in, they adapt, and that's what it's all about.
Disappointing for GAC Pindar to lose the final. It was you know, pretty close, although 2-0 may not make it look like it. We had a good lead and it just went away on the last run. He rounded in pressure that we didn't have, and really, you know, we've talked about it, and there wasn't really a lot we could do. If we'd led the jibe, he would have rolled us. As it was, we carried on, got clear air, but he just had that extra bit of pressure to pass us. So sometimes it goes that way. Hopefully the luck will turn before Malaysia.
Oh, it's an incredible event, Dutch Match Cup, first time. It's you know, look at all the people down here for the first one ever, and I think hopefully many more good years to come here in the Netherlands. And only having lost 3 races in the whole event, the guys worked really hard and stayed with it every race when we were behind. So that's all I can ask for.
And a big round of applause for US1 Taylor Canfield, winner of the Dutch Match Cup.
US1 inked their names into the Dutch Match Cup history books as the first ever event winners, while stirring fears that they may be on a winning streak. This event has tested all of the teams, and the results have impacted on the Alpari Tour standings. Taylor Canfield's 2 back-to-back wins move him into 2nd place on the overall tour leaderboard, while Mathieu Richard has dropped into 3rd place. But with 2 events left and 1.5 times the points in Malaysia, the competition for the Alpari World Match Racing Tour Championship hasn't shut its doors yet. It's on to Hamilton Harbour in Bermuda next for the Argo Group Gold Cup. And for many, it'll be a last chance saloon affair. Drama is guaranteed. You wouldn't want to miss it.